Hey guys, welcome to my gun bench. I've had a customer order this really cool sky blue Boyds At-One stock for their Sarco, and he's asked me to put some blue dip target furniture on it for him. So I thought I'd take you guys through that. Usually I just send this off to the customer to do themselves, but since he did ask, I don't mind doing it. I just know most people like to have a play with new things for the first time themselves, so here we go. So this replaces pretty much everything in terms of external furniture on the stock, except for the butt pad. Yep. So we've got our rubber overmolded target grips, rubber target overmolded forend. As you can see, that's quite a big difference in shape. And then this little strip that goes underneath the buttstock, where you might attach a Picatinny rail for a monopod, and your cheek rest. So it's pretty straightforward disassembly. All we're going to need is a 1/8 inch Allen key and a clear gun bench. So we'll start with the grips. Oh, and while we're here, you'll notice this has a bit of bubble wrap on it, on this QD sling swivel stud. Reason for that is just so it doesn't scratch up the stock in transit. So obviously when it reaches the customer, they'll take that bit off. And that QD stud is on both sides. So that's ambi, and then obviously you could put in a Picatinny rail or something that had a QD stud over here, or you might run QD one end and normal on the other end, or you could have a single point sling. So taking off the grips, pretty straightforward. Again, most of this is not something you couldn't figure out on your own, but I thought we'd just show, I guess not necessarily how to install, but just how easy the install is for those who are wondering if they can do this at home. So that's that bit off. Hang on to that screw. And our forend, same deal. Apologies in advance, I don't have fancy video editing software or anything, so I'm not going to do any cut scenes or speed ups or anything while I'm undoing these screws. You're just going to have to be patient, or you can fast forward. Okay, so that's that bit. So obviously I'm going to send this customer those pieces as well. I'm not going to just take bits off and not send them to him. So you'll have the option of having a target style setup or a sporting style setup. And as far as the adjustable bits go, that just pops right out. You can see how that works there. Just pushes into that spring. So the comb itself actually holds that button in. And then we don't need to remove this because we don't have a replacement for it. You do get various replacements for it. You get the extended lengths or different colors and what have you. Alright, so back on with the grips. Pretty easy to know which way they go, not only because of which way they face, but only one of them has a hole for a screw head. So these don't only come in blue, there's also, there's pink I think, no not pink, there's a grey, which is actually the one I used on the pink gun fundraiser we're doing. And then you get really cool ones, like there's a blue skull one, there's a zombie green skull one, all sorts of cool stuff. That's that, very easy. And again, just as straightforward on the front. So what it's screwing into in the stock, those little zinc plated insets over there. So if you're wondering, the stock itself, these go for $4.50 plus GST. You can flick me an email, info@gunrack.co.nz, or you can go to our web store for more detail, but still have a chat to me first so I can get you a quote and stuff. The web store, by the way, gunrack.nz, so it doesn't have the .co part in it. If you go to .co.nz, it'll take you to our blog. And as far as the furniture sets go, this particular one here is $115, and both of those prices include delivery and GST. Delivery included for the furniture set if it's coming with your stock. If we're going to ship it separately, then there's a cost to that as well. Like $7 or something. Okay, I forgot to take this bit off. So they do have a back piece that has a section of rail on it for use with the monopod. To be honest, I don't know very many guys who use a monopod these days. I think they're really targeted at kind of people who shoot in the field rather more than on the line, where you've got all the time in the world to make adjustments and have a rear bag and all that kind of stuff. And most hunters, I know, just don't really seem to have the need for it. If they do have it, they've got it sitting on top of a bag or something anyway. So you could just have a slightly bigger bag, really. But each to their own. And if you've found a monopod enhances your shooting, then why not? So at least there's the option there. And if you can find a small section of rail that fits that, then you could be away and laughing. Oh, just realised I might have a small section of rail that fits that. Nope. And nope. Not quite again. That's a bit annoying. So you might have to go for the proprietary one, or get a flat section and put your own screw holes in it. The front end though, just while we're talking about this, does definitely line up with standard Picatinny holes. That one there. Well, that's a cutie one. Anyway, and in fact, if you like, you can buy these Magpul ones from us. They'll fit nicely. So yeah, I guess what you can take from this is, if you came here looking for a professional video with a script and editing and people who know what they're talking about, came to the wrong place. However, if you just want to see some cool stuff on a gun stock, then welcome. Let's give these a final tighten. And don't need to overdo it at the same time. Don't want this working itself loose in the field. That can get a bit more as well. Right, and last but not least, your adjustable butt comb, or sorry, cheek comb. If you're using it as a butt comb, there's something wrong. So yeah, push that in, pretty simple, and push that down. And voila. One fantastic looking rifle stock. Couldn't be happier. In terms of what other furniture, I mentioned you get all the colourful sets. You do also just get the Target overmold forend, Target overmold grips, which is what most people get as this option. That just replaces these two parts, and that is a grand total of $80 on top of your order. And then you can get the traditional forend with the rubber overmold finish as well. So yeah, plenty of options, heaps of stuff. Just let us know what you're after, and we're happy to help out. Okay, cheers guys, bye.